Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are putting on the Fenty Pro Filter Powder Foundation. Fenty sent me two of their new powder foundations. One is in the shade 350, the other is in the shade 360. And first of all, the packaging is everything. Secondly, you can open this up and there's a mirror, there's your powder. Then you can flip it, there's another mirror, and then there's an applicator for the powder. Here it is. I've clearly been using this. So I love the packaging of it. Typically, I'm a liquid foundation girl, so I'm going to show you guys how this powder foundation is. Stay tuned. So because this is a powder foundation, first things first, you want to go in with a moisturizer. Using the Hydra Balance Instant Moisture Infusion Moisturizer by Urban Skin RX. And I love this moisturizer because you just have to push down and it comes right out for you. And you want to get this all over your skin. And you want a thick moisturizer is good in this case, since you're using powder foundation and it's pretty matte and drying. Next, I'm going in with the Grip Hydro Refresh Spray just because you want your face to be extra hydrated since we're just using powder foundation today. Oh, that felt so good. And then just let that set into your skin. And since we're using Fenty powders, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Instant Retouch Primer. Oh, don't be shy with the primer because again, we're using powder, so we want our skin to be extra moisturized and prepared for that product. Okay. And lastly, before we apply the powder, I'm going in with the POREfessional's Pore Primer by Benefit. Okay, I lied. That is not the last step before we use the powder. So since we are using solely a powder foundation, before you go in with the powder, you want to make sure you conceal with a concealer that's as close to your skin tone as possible. If you do have any dark spots, feel free to go in with an orange color corrector before you use the concealer. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer in the shade Toffee just because this is closest to my skin tone. And I'm going to use it to conceal underneath my eyes as well as my dark spots, and then the redness on the sides of my mouth as well. And you just want to dab. I don't know why this primer got a little cakey on this. Okay, so and then underneath the eye. So next we're just going to blend that out. I like to use the Real Techniques concealer brush to blend this out. So I just go into every area that I put that concealer and just blend it out. So now that that's done, I am going to go in with the Beauty Blender, a damp one, just to blend those areas out even more. Now, if you do want to go for a bit more of a dramatic or beat look, feel free to go under your eyes with lighter concealer, but I do want to keep this pretty natural because that's the purpose of the powder foundation, to go for a natural makeup look and for it to be simple and easy. And now we're going to get into the powders. First of all, can we just talk about this packaging? Like, beautiful. I'm going to go in with shade 360 first because it matches my skin tone more. There's a mirror, and then there's the powder, and then once you flip it again, there's another mirror, and then it comes with a nice sponge for you to use as well. I like using the sponge for touch-ups, but as far as applying the powder foundation, I prefer to use, what are these called? Powder puffs, I believe these are called. Just going to push this in. And then you just want to press it into the face. And it is similar to foundation, where you have to build and blend it out. So another technique that you can use when applying this powder is using a big fluffy brush like this one and just tapping it onto the powder and then tapping it onto your face. Now, of course, this may take a minute to give you full coverage, so if you're looking for more of a lighter coverage, I would suggest a brush like this. And then just so you guys see the difference in coverage, I'll do this entire side. And again, it is buildable. And don't forget the neck area. Okay. So this side we use the powder puff and this side we use the fluffy brush. So I'm actually going to go back in on this side with the powder puff because that's just my preference when using this powder, because I am a full coverage girl. And this is actually a powder puff from the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder Mini. But the powder puff is an amazing tool. Okay, I think that looks good. So since they sent me two powders, and like I said, I mixed them, I am going to go in with this fluffy brush and just warm up my skin a bit, because it's too light for me to bronze or contour, but it's too warm for me to use by itself. So I just mix them and I get a pretty perfect shade here. And if you're wondering, this is the Real Techniques blush brush, but I use this as an all over the face brush. I sometimes use it to dust away powder. Do whatever I want. Okay, you guys, so this is my face with just the Fenty Pro Filter powder, no foundation. We did moisturize, we did prime, we did do some spot concealing, and we used the powder. So this is the final product. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and come back to you guys for a final review. So be back. So you guys, this is the final look with the Fenty Pro Filter powder. As you can see, you can keep it natural or you can glam it up. It's super easy to do if you do want to glam it up, but for a second there I forgot that I was wearing powder foundation and not liquid foundation. That is how good this powder is. So for the most part, I've been wearing this powder on my work from home days or on days I don't really want to do a full face of makeup. I know right now it looks like I did a super beat, but that's not always the case. Typically when I'm wearing this powder, I do a super subtle beat with just, face coverage, maybe some lashes, brows of course, because that's a must, and then some gloss, and of course bronzer. Bronzer's the must. Let me know what you guys think of this foundation. I'm a fan, and If Fenty didn't send this to me, I don't know if I would have tried it. I don't know if I would have ever tried just solely wearing, well, I don't know if I ever would have tried a powder foundation as being my base instead of a liquid foundation. So I'm convinced though, this right here, this is it. This is it. If you are one of those girls who like natural lightweight coverage, I would go for this. If you like a full beat, you can still go for this because it is buildable, and as you can see, you can glam it up. Okay, you can glam it up, you can keep it simple, whatever you want to do. So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the Fenty powder. I love it. Okay, I absolutely love it. I definitely will be wearing it more. I still love my liquid foundation, but it is probably going to be a little tough to choose between the liquid foundation and the Fenty powder. If you have not already, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.